Today, the Constitutional Court dismissed an application by the Food and Allied Workers Union for leave to appeal against the judgment of the Supreme Court of Appeal. The union undertook to pursue employees' claims in an unfair dismissal dispute against their former employer Nestle in the Labour Court, but it never did. It was for this breach that both the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal held the union liable to the employees. Joining me now for a closer look at the implications is Michael Bagram, partner at Bagram Attorneys. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. I want to first get a clear understanding of what does it mean when we say that the union will be held liable. Are they liable to for the court costs, or what is it that they're being held responsible for?
Well, in fact, this is a fantastic case. It's groundbreaking because the union is not only liable for all the court costs, for the attorney's costs, the advocate's costs, but also for the damages to their members who could have had a claim against their former employer. The lower courts have said that the employees, the union's members, had been unfairly dismissed, and that in fact they would have been given 1 year's salary plus commission. And that 1 year's salary plus commission, plus the interest now, is going to be paid by the union to the employees. Unfortunately, in this case, one of those employees has subsequently passed away. He died. So his family will be getting the money. It's sad that he has never seen the outcome of this. But we need to applaud those two employees, Mr. Nakobo and his colleague, because both of those employees have now had a groundbreaking case, and they've changed the landmark. The people who are members of the union today can now hold the union responsible for any claims that they might have had against their employers if the union didn't prosecute the claim properly.
Does this change, Michael, does this change the representation relationship? Because it sounds as if the concept of accountability and who's accountable in terms of employer-employee is somewhat changed, with the union finding itself smack bang in the middle of that conversation.
It certainly is. People join unions today as an insurance policy. They join unions because they want to get representation and they want some protection. And what the court is saying is that the unions must take their responsibility absolutely reasonably and absolutely down the line. In other words, they can't let their members languish without proper representation and without proper help. Unions today are businesses and they get money from all their members. But the bottom line is they must provide proper service to their members. So this is a breath of fresh air for the union's members, because they know that at the end of the day they can look to the union for proper advice and proper representation. If they don't get it, they can hold the union responsible. So it is a groundbreaking case, and it changes the temperature somewhat. Unions now have to actually go back to the knitting. They have to represent their members properly. They must move away from politics and world affairs and that sort of thing. They need to concentrate on helping their members. And this is what the message from the Constitutional Court is absolutely clear. Justice Cameron has said that the unions must get back to helping their members and stop worrying about everything else.
Very quickly, before I let you go, Michael, has the union come out and given a response to this ruling, and maybe even to why they had failed to pursue the cases that they had lodged in the courts?
Yes, they have. I mean, obviously they've got nowhere now to turn. This is the last resort. It's gone to the Constitutional Court. There's nowhere they can go now. They have to make that payment. But the union's defense was that they have the right to make a decision as to who they want to represent and how they want to represent them. And that was their defense. They were saying an injury to one is an injury to all, and all is more important than the one. And the court is saying that's not true. What the court said was, if you undertake to represent someone, you do it properly. Otherwise, you pay the price.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us on the line. Of course, that was Michael Bagram talking to us about a landmark decision in South African courts today.